All right, guys, here we go. Coaches, we're going to do a quick uh, showing of how you can do pretty much a combine anytime you want using Tully. So for me today, I was just in class, and this is what I can get to pop out uh, during class. Like I can just put this right on the screen projected, or just leave my computer out and the kids can check to see if everything went through. So they could either enter it on my computer if they need, or if you trust them with their phones, you can do that. And I did. My group's pretty good. Where if I say, hey, these are the two things that I need you to put Tully scores for, uh, please put those in. So they walked in. It was a speed class and a speed and strength class. So we did our speed testing first, and I actually set up a mini combine for that too, and I'll show you how fast that can happen. But this is just the last part. They had just left, so I figured I'd make a quick video. So they did their speed stuff the same way. I put in the pro shuttle and the 10-yard fly, and they had to enter their times there. And same thing in the weight room. What we did was we take our 6 core lifts, and what we'll normally do is we'll have 4 of those lifts be more of a technique day, and that's a no phone time. That's work through the technique, work through alternatives, right? So today deadlift was one of the technique lifts, but for kids who have done heavy hex bar deadlifts lately, they may have chosen to do some single leg Romanian deadlifts, or some version of the exercise that pretty much gets them more ready for the performance side. So for us, those technique lifts were deadlift, clean, overhead press, and pull. And what we did was we saved front squat and one arm bench for our performance part. That was at the end. So we pretty much divided the time in half. We said, okay, we have about 15-20 minutes to work technique, circuit, alternatives to the other 4 lifts. And really, your objective there is if you stumble upon a record and you feel great, awesome. That could go into Tully, or you could post your record on the board. But really, that wasn't the objective. The objective was to practice technique with those 4 things. Save your best energy for the finish. We want to get a real good front squat day in and a real good bench day in, and submit our scores regardless of what happens, as long as we're being safe and we're not injured. We should be putting in a score for those 2 things. So I set up the little combine, the data live feed, which is our way of saying combine, and they can just put in those 2 scores. So the last 20 minutes of class, we went through some warm up sets. We had them rotate through. We gave them some ownership over it. We just said, hey, within the next 20 minutes, you're already warmed up from your other 4 exercises from the running we did earlier today, but you should not be exhausted, and should put you in a pretty good spot to execute a high level front squat and dumbbell bench. Same rules apply. They don't do any maxes or anything that they think they could miss unless they call me over and I'm watching and we're making sure. Otherwise, they should be very confident that they're going to get it. So we don't allow misses in the class unless I'm right there and I trust that it's a safe test that's slightly more than what they normally do. So these were the results that we got. All right, and now the quicker part is just showing how you can set that up yourself. So if I go over here, if we want to set up our own deal, we just go over to data live feed. All right, and then we go to the settings. If we're just starting fresh, we just clear it out. And let's say, hey, there's 3 things we want to test today. We want to do the 10-yard start, we want to do the broad jump, and we want to test clean. All right, and that'll set up 3 columns where we can see data come in live. And then what we do is we can filter who's allowed to put in their scores. But the big part here is really just starting the new time. So if you were all coaching with me right now and we were starting a class or a team testing date or an after school lift, and we said, these are the things we're going to submit, all we got to do is click this time clock, click now, all right, and then no athletes fit. Okay, but let's say from my phone, I'll do it right from my phone in front of you. So I have my phone with me. I'm going to go to Tully. Whoop, getting used to the camera. So I go to my Tully page. Okay, I have my athlete profile page, athlete summary. And all I do is I click on the menu up at the top, and it's going to let me do data entry. So the data entry is that second middle one. Let's see if I can get there. There you go. All right. And then I want to put in my clean. I know yesterday I cleaned, so I could put in a score. So I select that metric. I select clean. Okay. And it's going to allow me to hit the plus sign. Yeah, I'm so technologically advanced here, but I'm not editing this stuff. That's going to be my deal. I am not going through all that editing I see on YouTube and Instagram and all that. I never thought I'd be the old guy, but I am. Anyway, you're gonna. I'm sure you guys can deal with it. Anyway, it's just going to have me put in my weight and reps. So yesterday, I know I ended up. I did a clean of 205 for 2 reps. So 205 for 2 repetitions. All right, and then I'm going to hit save. Okay, so I hit save, and it should pop up. I mean, this is live time. That's how fast it popped in. So you can see, all right, Coach Byrne has put in his clean score for the day. All right. If it's in orange, that just means I haven't submitted something, but that is my most recent score that's been in. I did not do a 10-yard start today, so I don't want to lie about it. But hopefully you can see how fast it goes in, and it's not a long wait. It's not clunky. It works really well, and you can set it up for your whole group. All right. So, if this was my class, I would start seeing names pop up as they submit their first thing. So, Jimmy's here, Joey's here, all the kids in the class, Liam's here, and they're putting in their scores as they go. And then before they leave class or before they leave your testing date, you can just check in. If there's any scores that look funny, you can check. If 10 things popped up over here, let's see if I can still sort this. So if I wanted to sort this by who had the best, I could sort that and just check. All right, Liam, I know can do this. I know this was my deal. Yesterday I didn't put in my score, but I could sort it. Same thing over here on bench. All we do is sort it, just like anything else on, Excel or whatever, right? So we know that's low to high, and if I click it the other direction, that's high to low. So Liam is a pretty strong player for us. He's pretty good. So those are his scores. Mine being in orange mean that I submitted one recently, but I did not submit one today. So there's a little color code for it. So anyway, that's a simple way. I mean, again, I can make a 2-minute video on it, but wanted to explain it through the process. But Tully does a really good job of allowing you to create that combine type feel where everyone's got to submit a couple of scores. You don't have to overdo it. If you wanted to, we could look at it and reset. And we're going to test everything today, right? We're testing all of our running, all of our lifting, whatever. There's 10 events, right? So if that was the case, not as fun to look at. You got to scroll a little bit, but you can get everybody's scores as they come in. You screenshot it, you send it to them. They can look at it as they go out. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. So that's how to use the data live feed for combines, or at least a combine environment where they're putting in the scores and everybody gets to see where it goes. I remember as a wrestling coach, it was so fun when they started having the live updates for, who won matches and stuff, and everything was posted online or posted on a big projected screen in the front. And, you watch the brackets go live. So that's pretty cool. So we just went through the NCAA tournament, kind of the same thing, and live results popping up for the kids make them feel like a pretty big deal. So hope that helps, and reach out anytime. Coach Jack Byrne. You can reach out on Gmail. You can, write messages on here, whatever you need from me. All right, man. Talk to you later. Thanks.